Before I introduce the bride and groom, I want to take a couple minutes to introduce myself and tell you about what this couple is. 2013 is the year that Pat and I both decided to grow up, kind of. Pat's the one who officiated my wedding. We got married on some random bridge that we found in the middle of the woods in some state park. But a few weeks after my wedding, that was when Pat moved to New Zealand, where he lived for quite some time. He definitely began to embrace that nomadic lifestyle. He traveled the world, and that's when he met Rebecca. Somehow, half a world away in Bali, this beautiful girl from Georgia came into Patrick's life, and they became inseparable. I definitely have to give her props for putting up with him. I'm also from the Northeast. I know what it's like to be transplanted down to the South. Where us New Englanders are known for talking wicked fast, we aren't always up to speed with Southern graces, and Pat's no exception. He did live in Boston for 4 years. Kudos to Rebecca. And the family, honestly. I don't know how you guys deal with him. But all jokes aside, he is an upstanding gentleman, and I am proud to call him, my best friend. So, Patrick and Rebecca, they moved to Fort Collins about the same time that Leah and I moved to Salt Lake City. We were finally able to plan significantly more time than we had in the past. We got to meet Rebecca, which was absolutely fantastic. They'd come out to Utah, and we'd come visit them in Colorado. I knew that Rebecca was absolutely a keeper when I learned that she could hold her own, and she's a fantastic skier. Thanks, Mark, for that. I totally appreciate that. And Yeah, just so everyone else knows, she's the one who taught Pat everything. If you happen to go skiing with him, it's all thanks to her.
Me about skiing.
We're super excited to bring you into the family. It took you guys way too long, but it is what it is. Rebecca and Patrick, we've gathered everyone here who has made an impact in your lives to celebrate the impact that you've made on Rebecca. I'm exceptionally grateful that you asked me to officiate. You're a wonderful person, and couldn't be happy for the two of you. Can't wait to see what the future holds. Pat, you are obligated to but I am truly happy for you, and I'm very grateful for our friendship. I love you all. My thoughts on marriage are simple. If you want it to work, you do what you can to make it work, and it will succeed. Think of it synonymously with cultivating a garden. One person can make it work alone, but it becomes exponentially easier if you have a partner. If you both are willing to put in the work that is needed, it'll be smooth sailing and require minimal effort. The most important recommendation I have is to communicate. You need to plan your garden. What plants do you desire? Where do you want to put them? When should they be planted? Neither of you are mind readers. I'm saying this to you. Don't come home with a new variety of cucumber that tastes like a carrot or like talking turtles. Discuss things. You don't know what the different seasons will bring. Some seasons might be tougher than others. When things do become difficult, don't go at it alone. Ask for help. You are each other's best resource. Work together to find solutions to overcome these hurdles. Adapt to what life throws at you. Water the garden when it needs it, Patrick. Cover your plants for unexpected frost. If you plant mint in your garden, it's going to take over, and you're just going to have to make improvements. Weed out your problems as soon as you see them. They are inevitable, but how you choose to handle them will yield an appropriate result. If you ignore them, sooner or later you're going to have an infestation of dandelions. They're going to take over the garden, your yard, and the neighbor's yard. Take time to reflect and prepare so that when the sun does come out, you have nothing to worry about but soaking up those rays and watching the garden flourish. Hopefully you two have a green thumb. I know you do. Good luck. Yeah, well, Patrick contemplates what growing a garden has to do with marriage. His sister Julia is going to join us, and she's going to read All I Know About Love by Megan.
This is everything I have to tell you about love. Nothing. This is everything I've learned about marriage. Nothing. Only that the world out there is complicated, and there are beasts in the night, and delight and pain. And the only thing that makes it okay sometimes is to reach out a hand in the darkness and find another hand to squeeze. And not to be alone. It's not the kisses, or never just the kisses, it's what they mean. Somebody's got your back, somebody knows your worst self, and somehow doesn't want to rescue you, or send the army to rescue them. It's not two broken halves becoming one. It's the light from a distant lighthouse bringing you both safely home, because home is wherever you are both together. So this is everything I have to tell you about love and marriage. Nothing. It's like a book without pages or a forest without trees, because there are things you cannot know before you experience them. And no study can prepare you for the joys or the trials, because nobody else's love, nobody else's marriage is like yours. It's a road you can only learn by walking it. A dance you cannot be taught, a song that did not exist before you began to sing together. And because in the darkness you will reach out a hand, not knowing for certain if someone else is even there, and your hands will meet, and neither of you will ever need to be alone again. And that's all I know about love.
To begin this union, the bride and groom have each written a few words that they would like to say to each other.
There's 1,000 more reasons to tell me I love you. From your goofy daily habits to all of the character characteristics that make you a man. Loving you is easy. It comes so naturally. I know marriage has rough spots. We'd have to weed that garden that Carl discussed, but your patience, your caring, your incredible sense of humor can get us through anything. I love your jokes, even the stinky ones. I love how you care for the kitties and give them scoops every night. I love playing board games with you and knowing it'll never be an easy win. You challenge me to grow as a person, support me in every endeavor. You're patient, caring, you make me laugh every day, like skipping down the aisle. I'm so grateful and honored and very happy to be married to you today.
Rebecca, I love your empathy and the way that you care for and put others before yourself, even when I think they can get lost and deal with it. I love how when we watch movies together, I have to sneak glances at you to make sure you're still awake, because half the time you're asleep by the end of the opening credits. I love that we fought and that we found how to be at peace with each other. I love your ambition and how I know that if my grandfather were here with us today, he'd say that you're a real go-getter. I love how you, for some reason, willingly adopt my stupid, made-up phrases, and when I deliberately mispronunciate things, you sometimes forget how to say them correctly. On that note, I love how it's all too easy to embarrass you, and how you often roll your eyes and hurriedly try to explain to strangers what I really meant. I say all these things, but mostly I just love you in so many ways that are hard to put into words. You're a multifaceted woman that a simple list of I love yous just can't describe, so I guess I'll just say that I love you with my whole heart, and I promise to never take you for granted.
Let's make this quick. Do you, Patrick, take Rebecca, Charlotte, Crowder to be the lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better and for worse, for richer and for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do you part? I do. To you, Rebecca, take Patrick Nelson Moore to be a lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better and for worse, for richer and for poorer, in sickness and in health, for death do you part. You have come here today of your own free will, and in the presence of family and friends, you have declared your love and commitment to one another. By the power vested in me by the state of Colorado, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now pass your bride.
you guys all for coming tonight. Who's ready to bring out the bride and groom? Actually, they're really far away. They can't hear you. You guys are going to get a little bit louder than that. Who's ready to bring out the bride and groom? Introducing for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs.
Thank you everybody so much for coming. I know a lot of you traveled very far to come here and we appreciate it a lot. I just want to say that we love each and every one of you.
Love you, Johnny.
We are so happy everyone is here tonight and ready to enjoy good meals. So we're going to introduce our chefs tonight, Julie and Juan, to present the menu.
My name is Juan, this is my wife Julie, and we have been doing catering for about 7 years, and it has been an adventure over an adventure over a next adventure. One of the things that we also love to do is to give you a little bit of advice about your journey that you're embarking at this point of your life. We've been together for many years, we've been friends, we are partners, couple, live together, work together, desks are next to each other, and we're not killing each other. So when things get a little bit hectic, get off the train and remember that life is just an adventure and nothing else. Don't take it so seriously. So have fun. Julio's gonna tell us now the menu, and hopefully,
And hopefully whatever, done.
All right, hope you guys got your drinks. We do have a few people who want to say some words to the bride and groom.
Mark Bowden. Don't expect me to be good at this. It's only my third time. My wife, Sandra. A lovely wife, Sandra. We'd like to thank all of you, every one of you, for joining us for this marriage of Rebecca and Patrick. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I would just like to say that we're happy to be joining with the Walsh family. Our families have already shared a great deal. We've enjoyed good times together and had a lot of laughs. And we've learned about places we've come from. For instance, we've learned an exceedingly complex game. It's a card game. It's kind of Irish or Merrimack Valley, something like that, in some very peculiar areas. It's called 45. So I was going to explain the game to you. It takes 3 hours. Just a minute. This is all you need to know. The trump suit is not final, is not fixed. Ace of Hearts is always trump. That's always trump. Ace of Hearts, always trump. 5, Jack, Ace, Ace, numbers, red high, black low, Ace times lowest. You're new, Ace of Hearts. You understand that we can switch to cutthroat, and I don't want to see any nickel grabbers out there. We also try to get our respective accents right by watching some funny YouTube clips.
Oh no!
Look at the most awesome accents. I mean, yeah. Look at the most awesome accents, yeah. Awesome accents are really hot. So here's to Rebecca and Patrick. This is the toast. To Rebecca and Patrick, who've had the great fortune of having found one another. They share a love of adventure and exploration, and an openness to new things. They are loved and supported by all of us here and many others. We wish them well as they set out on life's greatest journey, one where their love and support from one another will be their guide. So cheers.
around, so I stay on topic. Babies like Patrick are every mother's dream of peaceful contentment. In truth, his baby picture belongs beside the definition of placid. Even though his sisters spent their combined childhood in forcing him to participate in imaginative activities, complete with costumes, dance moves, and speaking bits, it's safe to say that Patrick's core being remains calm and peaceful with little movement or activity. Patrick enjoyed being a baby so much that he had me carry him everywhere and refused to talk for 3 years. We brought him to developmental speech therapy where they demonstrated the usefulness of words by giving animal cookies to his sisters who could name them while passing him by for staying silent. Fast forward to 4 years ago, he brought Rebecca to meet us, staying for several days around Christmas. One evening we gathered and went over rules for a new game. Suddenly, Rebecca panicked and announced, "Wait a minute! We've got to band together to stop Patrick! He's going to take over the whole game and none of us will have a chance!" To which she smirked and shrugged. And a happy time was had by all. My gift to Rebecca in this moment is an explanation for that unspoken exchange. You see, Patrick loves to exercise his natural-born skills of seeing all possible outcomes and their details sorted into his photographic memory to track everyone else's game from all possible angles and then thwart them to his advantage. But I really just want to have fun playing games. So in the interest of marital bliss, I give to you, Rebecca, the key to mom rules. You build your village, I build my village, and we'll see whose village is better by the end. And my apologies to all of you who have suffered, because I also told him to save his savage domination for playing with friends. And he followed my words, it's amazing. To Patrick and Rebecca, may you have long and joyous years together in calm and peaceful balance of fair play and mutual generosity.
That was impressive. Those are some serious heavy hitters. That's going to be tough to follow. Hi everyone, my name is Paul, and I have the honor of being Pat's best man. His co-best man. Pat was the first person that I met my freshman year of college. He was my roommate, in fact, randomly assigned to the engineering floor of Boston University's Towers building. Thinking back to those first few weeks of school, when us fledgling adults were released into the wild for the first time, searching for belonging in an unfamiliar place amongst unfamiliar people, there were plenty of reasons to feel overwhelmed by this community. Pat was largely influential on me in school. Pat got a longboard, so I got a longboard. Pat pierced his lip, so for a very, very brief period of time, I sported a nose ring. Pat and I were two peas in a pod back in our school days. But of course, school had to come to an end. And not long after, Pat set out to explore the far reaches of the globe. Years passed with a few visits in between, and then one day I got a call. Pat was coming back to the US, and this time he'd have company. And I remember being so excited about meeting her for the first time. And as anyone who's met Rebecca will know, she exceeded every expectation. We have shared countless adventures together. From dodging runaway coffee mugs tumbling down the canyon walls of Utah, to skiing the snowy peaks of the Rockies in our bathing suits, to pushing the boundaries on what is an acceptable way to eat our birthday cakes. I feel so grateful to have shared the last few years with the both of you. To have an unobstructed view to a flourishing relationship. I love you both dearly, and I look forward to seeing you grow together for many more years. To Pat and
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm the matron of honor, but that's okay. I am Rebecca's younger sister. I have that honor. And since I am Rebecca's sister, I've known her a long time, of course, my whole life. And since I'm the little sister, I am always trying to embarrass her and find ways to embarrass her. Anyone who has experience with girls knows that living in close quarters, does not go well, especially during teenage years. So, a lot of times Rebecca and I would get into some fights over things. Many times it was in the morning before school, we're getting ready, fighting over the bathroom. We'd also continue fighting on the way to school as well. Rebecca drove us in this small, bright, electric blue little truck with these neon pink stripes across it, with this stick shift that's as long as my arm. And many times it would break down. And you did not want to be in that car with her when that broke down. So stay strong, Patrick. Of course, we did not always fight. Having an older sister means someone to look up to, someone to hang out with, someone's clothes you'll eventually get, lots of hand-me-downs. Oh, the mini hand-me-downs. Recently, I worked for Rebecca for her blog, and that was over the summer. And I told my mom, oh my gosh, my new boss is so demanding. Ridiculous. So Patrick, I would like to say, is the true definition of a gentleman, and I think Rebecca is so lucky to have him. And at my rehearsal dinner when I was getting married, he was so humble, we were going around the table introducing ourselves, and he said, oh, I'm just the +1. And everyone laughed, of course, his witty comments. But I'm really happy that he's no longer the +1 and he gets to be called the brother-in-law. So I'm really happy for y'all. And congratulations.
you.